It started with a warm hug like you would give a family member, and a welcoming experience, and one where there was excitement built around what was happening here. And it was obvious to me that a lot of people in this community and beyond cared for what happened here at the Keystone Science School.
The best way to teach is if it's really coming from your heart. We're very, passionate about what we're teaching children, but we're also passionate about seeing them learn and seeing them engage in learning in a way that's very authentic.
We want to empower them to think differently, to think outside, to enjoy learning outside in a different environment, whether that's hiking up a mountain or going rafting or learning something new. My hope is by the end of their week, they become independent and they learn a little bit more about themselves.
I think that moment when you summit the mountain is what really defines Keystone Science School, because you achieve something that you've never achieved before and you feel accomplished.
They're always talking about the magic, but how do you share that? How do we let people experience what we feel here? It's really difficult.
We're excited to celebrate Keystone Science School's 40th anniversary. And to do so, we are asking folks to share their story, because as we can probably all understand, the story really is a compelling part of what makes the science school and so special. So this year, I would ask, in celebration of Keystone Science School's 40th anniversary, join us all in sharing your KSS story. We're calling it I Am KSS, and we ask that people just share. How are you a part of KSS?
My one word that I would describe KSS is home, because for, I would say, half of my life I've lived on this campus, and it's been one of the most important things in my life that I've done. And every summer I tell my staff, this is going to be the greatest summer of your life. And every summer it's the greatest summer of my life. And then I do it again and realize this is the greatest summer of my life. So I would say home.
One word for me currently, I would say that the science school is a family to me. It really just took me into that camp bubble, and I soon found myself not ever wanting to leave camp and spending the night, even though I was still living over at my parents' house, and crashing on people's couches just to be around camp more. And ever since then, some of the people I've met at camp have become some of my best friends in the world, and KSS really has become a second family to me.
The science school is a family. The family extends to so many different corners of our community. Not only is part of that family the alumni, the campers, the students, the teachers, our staff. It's the volunteers, it's our board members, it's the community member that says to another person, I just saw a science school van, and wow, those kids were out, they were so excited to be learning out in the snow.
It's one thing for me to go hike a mountain, but taking kids up, really, you get to see that awe again, all over again, and you get to share, I get to share my world with the students and the campers. And I feel like that kind of rejuvenates my love for Summit County because it's such an amazing place, and being able to see that and show that to students is really powerful.
As a teacher, I always felt like when people learn things with pleasure, they remember them for a lifetime.
I would describe Keystone Science School in one word as being memorable, because how many friends, both kids and counselors, and everything that I learned, it's just going to stick with me through the rest of my life.
So KSS has actually taught me a lot. They've taught me to come out and be myself, to know who I am and to show people who I really am.
I would say that KSS makes science real. I see students here really connecting science for the first time to their own lives and their own environment.
I would say foundational. I say that because it is a true foundation for many people that have no experience in our natural setting. You know, I think it creates that foundational base of potentially future environmental leaders around the world.
I think if I were to narrow it down to one word, it'd be inspirational. I have the opportunity to come to campus often. and see children and the staff work together. My own grandchildren, who none of them live within the continental United States, attend camp every year. And so I get to see firsthand how they're impacted. And what I see is an environment that inspires children to learn be outside of the classroom, which I think is so important.
The energy you feel and watching the kids do whatever they're doing, cooperating on the project, learning something, doing snow science, taking water out of the river. The energy that just exudes from that it kind of gets inside you.
If I had to choose a word to describe KSS, I would choose impact. First of all, because of the impact KSS had on me as a student, a 10-year-old student in 5th grade, a memory that I always go back to. Second of all, because of the impact that I have seen KSS have on my own students, I always thank KSS for that impact that those kids were able to experience. And lastly, for the impact that I feel I am having because of KSS on not only the kids, but their parents and the community that Keystone Science School is a part of. I feel so honored to be a part of that impact.
But I also think of my daughter's smile and my son's smile. When I see them after camp for the first time, it's something different than I ever see. And they come running towards me with a smile so genuine and so pure and so real that I can't even make them smile like that. And that's the science school. That is what we do. We create deep memories that build children and build independence and inspire curiosity. And I'm so proud that I get to be a small part of this.
My name is Ashley.
Dan.
Deborah.
Is Ian?
Kat?
Megan.
Doug.
Is Thomas?
Lee,
Josh.
Ms. Megan, and I am.
I am.
And I am.
I am KSS.
I am KSS.
And I am KSS.
And I am KSS.
And I am KSS.
I am KSS.